Hi 3-4s, it's Mr. Nash here. I'm just introducing the PE unit for the first few weeks of the term and perhaps the whole term. Our whole aim of this unit is to have fun. We want you, where possible, spending some family time, including your family in the PE activities that we're doing. And yeah, we just want you to be active. Being active really fosters good feelings. It makes us feel better, especially in times like this where we may be stuck in one place. We just need you, where possible, to be active. So we're going to start with a skill each week, and the skill this week is Forehand Strike. So Forehand Strike is simply like this, and you can do Forehand Strike with either your hand, playing a game like handball, or you can do Forehand Strike with an object, so a bat, so a ping pong racket or a tennis racket is also Forehand Strike. So it's where your hand is like that and hitting an object forward. If you're in an apartment and you're not able to go outside, think about your environment. Think about using something soft like a balloon or some bubbles. Can you blow a bubble? And a Forehand Strike is like that. That's an example of a Forehand Strike.
I'm just making a warning to my friends.
So that's an example of a Forehand Strike. So in an apartment you can use something soft, such as a pair of socks rolled up into a ball. You could get a newspaper, scrunch it into a ball, scrunch a couple of pages into a ball and put some tape around it. That gives it a bit of mass, so it will actually travel, but the weight of it shouldn't knock anything over. Yeah, if you have access to outside, maybe a tennis ball against a wall is a really good way to do Forehand Strikes. It'll come back at you, or with a family member. Yeah, so where possible, practice the skill of Forehand Strike, so like that, and then try and include a way for the ball or object to come back to you. So whether that is a game of handball with mum or dad or your carer or a brother or sister, or whether it's hitting a balloon upwards into the air and waiting for gravity to bring it back down. Okay. If we're using bubbles inside, just be mindful not to do that near a surface that might stain, or on tiles without wiping it up at the end, because they can be very slippery, because it is just soap and water after all. Yeah, so today's skill, we'd like you to practice Forehand Strike. For this week, we'd like you to do 2 sessions of 20 minutes of Forehand Strike. Now you can spread that out over the week to whatever time you'd like to. Yeah, we're also going to do some circuits as well. So that's our skill focus for the week. We're also going to do some circuits. So the circuits to start off with today, we just like to do some star jumps, some push-ups, and a few sit-ups as well. So the star jumps are obviously simply like this, and we'd like you to do 10 of those, and then move into some push-ups, and the push-ups are like this. Now remember, no Sydney Harbour bridges, no caterpillars laying down either. So like this, and down. And we'd like you to try and do 5 of those. If you can do more, but 5 if you can. And then we'd like you to do some sit-ups as well. So sit-up, remember the idea is to sit yourself up using your core muscles in your abdomen, so around your tummy. And I'm going to do 5 of those. So 5 of those. 1, 2, 3. Now remember not to flick your neck. 4, 5. So that's 1 set. And what we'd like you to do is to try and do 3 sets of those. So 10 star jumps, a minimum of 5 push-ups if you can. If you can't, your best is fine. If you can do 1, that's fine. If you can't do any, that's fine. We're on our way to doing some. But just do the best you can. Try and do 3 sets today. So preferably after each other, but if you need to spread it out over time today, try and do that, okay? Now, we are outside, obviously. So if you can, and if you can be supervised by an adult, the idea is to be active during this health situation. Remember, it's not an education situation, it is a health situation. So if you can try and be active, as long as you're staying in the recommended distance away from other people, it's and you're supervised by an adult, it is okay to be out here. So we're walking today, we're also going to do some bike riding, some scooting. If you have other methods of getting around, so if you have rollerblades, that's another way you can exercise, and you can jog as well. So public spaces mainly are closed at the moment, so we can't use things like parks and things like that, but we can use the track and just get out and do that exercise, keeping our heart and lungs healthy. So so if you can, try and get out where the opportunity is there, and do those activities during the week, okay? So I'll be available during the week to have chats about PE at different times. I'll put some messages out telling you when I'll be online. You can ask me questions. But remember, it's Forehand Strike this week. So remember the things you can use. You can use a tennis ball. If you've got a ping pong table, use it. If you've got a tennis racket and a garden and a wall, or someone that can hit the tennis ball back to you, use that. Okay? Badminton is Forehand Strike. Okay? So use those things. If you're inside and you have a stable wall, so nothing's going to get broken, you can use a tennis ball against that wall. If you don't have that environment where nothing will get broken, a pair of socks. Remember, you can use a balloon in the air or a bubble wand. I think I bought one today for 65 cents from Big W. But if you don't have one of those, remember the socks, you can use that. Anything that's not going to break things. And if you don't have anywhere to bounce something, just try hitting a pair of socks against the wall, get some paper and make some targets. Give yourself some points. So work out for 10 forehand strikes against that wall. Where does it hit on your target? And try and get the maximum score you can and try and beat it each time. So let's, as I said, let's try and do 2 20-minute lots of forehand strike this week. And another way you can do it, if you have a back garden and you have a swing ball set, go out and have some fun with that. Just remember, we don't want anyone to need to go out and buy anything. We're using equipment we have in the home already. And the idea, guys, is just to have fun. So just enjoy it and keep going, and just keep your fitness up. Just remember, fitness will elevate our mood and just keep us happy in this unprecedented time. Thank you. I'm back again, and 2 websites we'd like you to look at during the week. One is gonoodle.com. And Go Noodle has lots of dances, it has mindfulness, so meditation and calming activities, and it has a bit of singing, but we're mainly interested in the physical movement. So the dances, you can just have that on your TV screen and copy that in your living room. And PE with Joe, if you can have a look at that, I'll put the address up for that, and they just do some really great activities as well, so that'll be up shortly too. Thanks guys, bye. Okay, again? Again. Again? So that's a lot of fun. Try and get as many as you can. Cassie, you gonna get some? Yeah. There you go. I think I got hit by more than I hit.
Oh,